I just could not believe it. I've seen what happened in 1989, in December in Romania, when we took it to the streets to fight against communism. We asked back then not only slogans against communism, but we asked and we demanded liberty, freedom. Now, until 1989, 1990, always the West looked at the East, saying, well, after the Iron Curtain, it is evil empire, as Ronald Reagan used to call USSR. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, we all believed that these values, these humane values, I would say, that made such a great difference between the Western world and the world that was after the Iron Curtain, will prevail. And look where we are right now. From an Iron Curtain handled by the USSR, we live right now in a world that you could easily call it Iron Fist. This is what EU became. People cannot protest anymore. If they peacefully protest, they will be attacked and brutally beaten by the police. Their basic fundamental rights were stripped away from them by their own governments. And the question that we should all ask is, where are we? What is the direction that we will allow this EU to take? Clearly what we see right now is under the leadership of Ursula von der Leyen, EU is transitioning from democracy to tyranny. I said it before that the difference between democracy and tyranny is simple. When you know everything about your government, that is democracy. When the government knows everything about you, that is tyranny. Because transparency is one of the key elements that makes the difference between democracy and tyranny. But the second thing that makes the difference between democracy and tyranny is the respect for fundamental rights. See, those countries, after the Iron Curtain, that were influenced by the Marxist philosophy, they all said that people, the citizens, do not have basic fundamental rights. All these rights are actually privileges, granted, given by the government. We in the West, we developed this great society where we believed, and we put it in constitutions, in treaties, in conventions, that every person has a unique dignity that must be respected and protected by the government. Liberty, freedom, dignity is not a right, or are not rights granted by government, but these are natural rights that the governments must protect. And look where we are right now. Macron just said a few days ago that if you're not vaccinated or if you don't have a green certificate, you're not a citizen anymore. You know what that means? That you don't have rights. Francesca just said what is happening in Italy. Imagine those Italian citizens on the islands. If they are not vaccinated or don't have a green certificate, they cannot use mass transportation. These people pretty much are imprisoned on those islands. Do we live in a Europe as an area of freedom, as the treaty says? Or do we accept this EU under the leadership of Ursula von der Leyen to become a prison camp? So this is the reason why we have to congratulate and thank all these people from all these countries in Europe that took it to the streets. It is sad that we have to go on the street and demand the respect for basic fundamental rights, but we don't have any other choice right now. So on January 23rd, there will be a huge protest in Brussels, and I hope that more of the European citizens will be here to demand exactly what we all ask for: freedom, democracy, and liberty. On January 22nd, there will be protest in Stockholm. I was invited over there, and I will participate to that protest as well. The solution to what is happening right now in Europe It's simple. It's a civic solution and a political solution. As far as the